What's up, gamers? Welcome to the second episode of the Tony and Kyle podcast.
Or better known as Off the Rails.
Yeah, we're going off the rails. We already fucking recorded this goddamn podcast, but Audacity put its finger up our asses and said, "Come on my face, brother," and now we don't have the footage anymore. So we are recording it in a much more organized manner, and this is going to be the best damn podcast you ever heard.
Amen.
So let's get right into the news. The Punisher, Netflix's The Punisher, has been pushed back or delayed. I actually failed to mention this in the first podcast, but it's not. It's kind of like speculative. Nobody knows for sure. But New York Comic Con is happening this week, and they took the panel down. They were like, "We're not going to do the panel for this." Marvel did something else. I just forgot because it's 2 a.m. and I'm tired, and we already recorded this bullshit. But but the reason that they are delaying the show now is because of the unfortunate events that happened in Vegas this week. So, 50 people were killed.
I think it's near 60.
Yeah, it's near 60 now. Like 500 or something injured, right? 500?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and let's be honest here. The Punisher's whole fucking thing is that he shoots people with multiple guns. So that's kind of like that's a whole thing. A lot of people are upset that it's getting delayed because I saw a lot of Facebook comments saying, "Oh, there's no correlation. They're just appeasing the SJWs, blah blah blah." And that's a lot of people are upset.
Yeah, so it's just speculation that they're gonna push it back. That they actually announced they're pushing it back.
Well, they haven't formally announced they're pushing it back, but let's be honest, like they canceled the whole New York Comic Con panel. It's nearly certain. But
I've already said this is the first time I recorded, but in Japan they had one episode about Wish Cash making earthquakes right after an earthquake hit Japan, and they canceled the episode indefinitely because it was inappropriate to share or to air an episode about earthquakes right after an earthquake hit Japan.
Yeah, and
so
I mean I know some people are pricks and they don't think that it's necessary for this to be held back. But even if you're not a sensitive person, you kind of have to think of what kind of backlash Netflix and Marvel will get if they put this out early November like they were supposed to. That could be pretty damaging even to fans of the show. Like, imagine if you were a fan and then like all of a sudden you lose a loved one or you were injured in the incident, and then here comes the Punisher shooting people. And don't get me wrong, I love the Punisher. I think the Punisher and the Netflix shows, I didn't really care for him as a character in the comics because I just simply did not care about him. It's not that he was a bad character or anything. I just didn't care about him. But, I liked it. I was looking forward to the show, but the most that's going to happen, I think, is that they're probably going to move it back a month. Maybe December or early January at most, because Netflix kind of has this, they release, for the past few years, they released one show in the spring, one in the fall, and first year it was Daredevil in the spring, and then Jessica Jones in the fall, and it's kind of just been consistent. This year it was Iron Fist, and then the Defenders, and then this year they were supposed to switch it up a little bit and have the Punisher come out in winter. So I don't think they're just gonna mess up the schedule like that. I think that Punisher's is either still coming this year or it's going to come early next year. I don't think that people should freak out. It's not. We've waited longer for things. Kingdom Hearts 3, my guys. Have you ever?
Final Fantasy 15.
It's 12 fucking years. It's been like 10 goddamn years or something. So just have a little patience. The show is done. I'm pretty sure they're probably just in post production or whatever the fuck. Just calm down and have some compassion for your fellow man.
Amen. And on that note, we jump right into the gaming news this week.
Yes.
Nintendo launched yet another attack on content creators on YouTube and Twitch because they have banned their Nintendo games from being streamed on live streams.
Yeah. So if you want to play the boob game that's coming out soon, don't anticipate playing that live for your horny friends. You're just gonna have to enjoy that yourself.
Yep, all by yourself.
Doesn't sound too bad though for all you gaming boob players out there.
You know, Nintendo sometimes takes a couple steps backward when regarding like the way it handles stuff. Like they're always taking down those fan games.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Mother, whatever.
Mother 4.
Mother 4.
It just, I was actually kind of looking forward to that. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't heard. I think that the team disbanded after. I think they may have gotten threats from Nintendo or something. Not like threats of violence or anything, but they basically was like, if you release this, we're gonna take it down. So
I've definitely. This has definitely been said before, but I think Nintendo needs to take advice from other companies like Sega, who did Sonic Mania. Like, when's the last time Nintendo made a game that was really like, oh yeah, that's a classic?
Fire Emblem Awakening.
Shut up. If other than your obscure ass titles, like who really when's the last time they did that? I think that if they get some fans like the ones that are willing to make games like Mother 4, think is something people have been screaming about for years, or in Sonic Mania's case, Sonic Mania. If they did something like that, Nintendo would be where the money is, baby.
Yeah, really. I agree with that.
They need that money back for that Wii U.
True, and the Virtual Boy.
And let's not even talk about Sony needing the money back for the PS Vita. It's gonna come back.
No, I saw this thing that was like, it was this video, it was like 20 minutes long, it was like, how the PS Vita can still succeed.
I saw
and then
that.
someone commented, how Bernie can still win.
Yeah. That was some good shit right there. But I think we got off the rails about what you were saying. So yeah, Nintendo doesn't seem to have any sense at all.
Our other gaming news with the Xenoverse 2 DLC.
Yes, good old Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, the game, what I like to call the game that is bad because the first one was good. So as you all know, all you Dragon Ball Xenoverse players out there, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is basically just Dragon Ball Xenoverse but worse. Like it has like an exact cut and paste story from the last game, except they've added a few things like Bardock, which I'm not complaining about because I like Bardock, but like it's the same fucking game. Like there's very little disparity between the first game and the second one. The real like catcher of this game is that you can fly around and you can bring milk, but you can't do the same to people. But you can't do the same. But you can't do both of them at the same time because if you fly, you will automatically drop the milk. You can transform.
I guess I better fly. I'm gonna drop everything in my hands.
Yeah, if you can like transform, blast energy out of your hands, fly and fight at superhuman speeds. But the second you get airborne with that milk, you're shit out of luck, brother. Um, so yeah, it's Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is definitely an inferior game to the first one, which is really heartbreaking. Um, but Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is releasing DLC still, even though that game came out last year. And this DLC round, they're giving us the characters we've always wanted: Deborah and Super Boo Gohan absorbed. Now I just have
One
a
of the
few.
finest characters.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying last time, definitely Deborah is the strongest character that that Toriyama had, and he, like an idiot, decided not to kill him off and not continue his story arc. I think that he's definitely the most powerful and useful character that we could have had. So I'm really glad that they decided to include him.
Mm-hmm.
Super Boo
Redemption arc.
Gohan absorbed. I definitely would pay any amount of money to play as, because he's just not someone that we've had in games before. So it'll be a brand new experience. And in all seriousness, though, this is a really ass move on Dimps's part. I really think that they could have like put in. It's probably too soon, but they could have done Goku's new form from the tournament arc. They could have put in the female Super Saiyans. They could have put in that new guy with the eyes that Goku's gonna fight in the new episodes. They could have put, God damn it, they could have put that new Super Saiyan form that Trunks had, where he, with the sword or whatever the hell.
I don't watch Supers. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not missing much, but it's like, I don't know. These are not characters that I want to pay for. These are characters that should have already fucking been in the game. Like, I keep every single time I talk about Dragon Ball Z games, I always seem to get back to this masterpiece of a video game. But in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi HD3, you didn't have to worry about um, buying characters that were like already established characters. You just had them, and I know that DLC is this new wave fucking ass bullshit that that milks you for all the money that you have, but like, I don't know what Dimps is thinking. Fucking making us pay for Super Boo Gohan absorbed? Why? So I'm
Just
mad.
for that reason, they want to milk you, man.
Well, they're not getting any milk out of these. They're not getting any cum out of my face, brother.
All right. On to our next topic. Stuff I couldn't buy because I have no money. So, what I saw were some figures at Barnes Noble. Sorry, quick check. You still connected, Anthony?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sometimes I disconnect. Anyways, at Barnes Noble, there was a cool Dragon Ball figure. I mean, the surprise is lost because we already recorded this. But it was a Xenoverse custom character figure.
Oh, really? Wow.
I put him in the thumbnail that I already made, so Anthony knows what he looks like now. He had a swappable hair for Super Saiyan hair.
Wow.
It was like yellow. Stop. So that was about $70, and the other figure they had was, so they have the samurai feudal Japan line of Star Wars figures. They had Darth Vader. They have a couple stormtroopers, and online I saw that they had Darth Maul. And he looks really sick, but he wasn't at the store. So. But what they had below them were the Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a samurai. It was really cool.
Wait,
and what I didn't mention last time was they had Iron Man too as a samurai. They're both $90. I didn't really look at Iron Man too much because he kind of looked lame. I'm gonna be honest. Spider-Man looked way cooler. So that's what I saw. That's the stuff I saw. But I couldn't buy it. I don't know.
The thing that I wanted to get was a sandwich from this little shop called Capola's. They make these sandwiches, and they're like almost grilled cheese like sandwiches, and they're good. They taste really nice. They have like peppers and stuff in it, and I couldn't get it because it was out of my way to getting home, and I just wanted to go home and take a nap because life is tiring and sad.
Dang, man.
Anyway, on to our next topic.
Oh yes, time for me to shine in my terrible audio quality. P.S. If you know how to make my audio quality better, please hit us up at Davis / July Webtoon. .com.
Yes, read Davis first, and then give us the information. That's the only real way to share information. Definitely read Davis first and give us like, comments, and subscribes, and share with your friends.
But anyways, I recently, today I purchased Shin Godzilla, from Walmart, and I watched it. It was the 2016 release, Japanese-made Godzilla. It was really good. It really was I actually wrote a review. I'm just gonna read it. Honestly, this may be one of the best kaiju movies out there. Most of the movie centers around the Japanese government as it tries to unravel the mystery of Gojira, as they say in Japan, and save the country from complete obliteration. Actually, good point to make here. My dad actually thought that Gojira was like a racist way to say Godzilla, but if you read the kanji for Godzilla, you actually pronounce it Gojira with a J. So, fun fact. While some movies, such as Godzilla 2014, just paint the government as a single entity that gets in the way of saving lives, Shin Godzilla really takes you through the governmental process of how a modern, post-war Japan would handle a Godzilla threat. UN policies, USA interferences, local governments, and the general red tape of the Japanese government are all shown in their full complexity, putting you right into the tension. Regarding Godzilla himself, his iteration here is honestly a bit goofy. His eyes are googly and stupid-looking, but the later half of the movie really hits you with twists and variations of classic Godzilla abilities, making the Japan government scramble even more. When Shin Godzilla fires his laser beam for the first time, it is honestly horrific. You could recommend this movie on that laser beam scene alone. The human characteristics are likable and well written, which was a real treat. Most kaiju films have bland or flat characters, so actually being able to root for the humans was a breath of fresh air. I recommend this film to kaiju movie fans and political thriller fans alike, as it offers enjoyment to both groups. So that's my review of it. But in the rant I went on was that this guy I was watching on YouTube was saying Godzilla 2014 was better because it's basically because it has more action, and he said that all the actors in Shin Godzilla looked similar, and he had a hard time telling them apart because he's racist and he can't tell Asian people apart. So that made me mad.
Is that your whole
All right, that's it.
Okay.
That's my rant.
Racism is a problem even now in modern America.
Yes, it is.
Now we are doing our segment where we recommend properties. So media. So what's your recommendation?
Oh, mine is the book entitled The Pocket Aristotle. I found this at the thrift store for 78 cents. Not sure if it's still in print, so good luck finding that, gamers. It's 300, almost 400 pages. Aristotle's teachings. We're talking, let me just look through this. We're talking physics, we're talking psychology, we're talking metaphysics, whatever that means. We're talking ethics. We're talking a lot of ethics, actually. There's a lot of ethics. We're talking politics, and we're talking poetry. So, you got all of Aristotle's essential teachings right in one book, pretty compact. It's a must-have for anybody that wants to live life. Let me read you a little excerpt. In Athens, nearly 2,500 years ago, one man set out to be the master of all reality, Aristotle surveyed what the men of his time had thought and questioned. He invented new instruments and modes of inquiry, and he devoted his life to codifying and rationalizing what was a sum of human knowledge. That's from the introduction. So I do recommend this book. Go on Amazon, go to your local library, get this book a read.
You can also probably find it as a free PDF online.
Probably.
We're not telling you to do that, by the way. That was only for educational purposes. Okay, my recommendation this week is a little new game, a little indie title called Donkey Kong Country. In this game, you get to play as a big ape and his son, Little Ape, and there's an old ape called Cranky Ape, and there's for all of you romance game fans, there is in fact a lady character who you get to save, like the princess in Mario Brothers. There's also, you get to jump, you get to platform. It's a little bit hard, so if you're not a fan of hard games, I definitely want to pick up this title. But it's available on Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 1 through 4, GameCube, and what's this other? The PlayStation, the PS Vita, PS Vita. So if you want to pick that up, that's free. I'd also like to rent. No, the PS Vitas are. The game isn't. I'd also like to recommend a new indie. I mean, a new anime called Hunter x Hunter 2011. But I have a full-on review for that next week coming. So look forward to my recommendation next week.
And I will. I'll have to look forward to what you're going to say.
I'll look forward to that review, Tom.
In our closing statement, Reed Davis on live webtoon.
Reed Davis.
Please share with your friends, your families, your coworkers,
your aunts, your uncles, your racist grandparents,
right. Your enemies, your political rivals.
The man that killed your dog when you were young.
Yep, share with them definitely.
Share with everybody. Just share with everybody you know, and pay attention to what. And if anybody says anything negative about Davis, you better beat their ass. Not kidding around with that one.
No, dude.
Just kidding. Everybody has their own viewpoints, so please don't dox us.
Davis are blasphemy and must be regarded as such. I'm just kidding. If you don't like Davis, that's fine. You can tell us. Just don't be an asshole about it.
Or just keep it to yourself. I know. We want everybody to be honest with their words. So, Reed Davis Online Webtoon, and thank you for listening to the Off the Rails podcast. Come back next week. Bye.
See you.